The finale of RWBY Volume 9 had some very interesting moments that made me think. One of which was the final shot of the episode. We see a lot of military ships hovering over Vacou, presumably gathering in defense against Salem from the amity warning RWBY sent out in Volume 8. But what's interesting to me is a lot, maybe even all of these ships look like Atlas ships, which is very intriguing as, if you recall, Ironwood ordered all of the Atlas ships and military back to Atlas, as defending Atlas was his top priority and he went to very extreme lengths to try and achieve that. So if all the Atlas ships were recalled, how are seemingly quite a lot of them here? I mean, Atlas even fell to Salem and an overwhelming amount of Grim, so it seems unlikely to me that those ships are the ones that we're seeing now, which leads to only one possible conclusion. Argus. If you remember, at the end of Volume 6 we saw Atlas had an outpost in Argus. The outpost seemed to operate mostly independently and even had its own soldiers, but more importantly, ships. I think it's pretty likely that those are the ships that we are seeing now in Vacou. So the question now becomes, how and why are those ships now in Vacou? My current theory is Winter. She was Ironwood's second in command, and so it stands to reason that she should know the extent of Atlas's military resources. She was probably also quite respected by the Atlas military, so given that she's currently in Vacou, as far as we know anyway, knows about the maidens and knows about the relics, it's pretty likely she could be doing all she can to defend Vacou, the location of the last maiden and the last relic. To that end, using her connections and knowledge of the Atlas military, she could have contacted Caroline, the operative in charge of Argus that we saw in Volume 6. Caroline was very nationalistic and highly respected the Atlas military, so she should look up to Winter, maybe even regard her as a hero, and therefore be very willing, probably even honored, to help. Now, it is also entirely possible that when she saw Ruby's amity message, she decided to try and help Atlas. But I feel like if that was the case, we would have saw her in Volume 8, given that RWBY has earned Caroline's respect at the end of Volume 6, when she chose to save Argus instead of using the chaos to make a break for Atlas. I just can't see Caroline being off screen. If she did return to Atlas, I imagine there would have been some sort of triumphant scene showing her paying back RWBY for her help. So instead, I think it's more likely that the amity message just served as more motivation to help Winter defend Vacou. That does, however, leave the citizens of Argus defenseless. They could of course go with Caroline's Vacou, especially since Salem is in Atlas, so staying so close to it might feel a bit dangerous, but I don't know. I'm just working with the very limited information that we have. But one other interesting thing that did occur to me while I was thinking about this is that as of the end of Volume 8, Winter still thinks that Cinder murdered Weiss. She was clearly very angry about that and made a very aggressive declaration of revenge towards Cinder. It's entirely possible that she decided to go on some sort of solo revenge mission, tracking down Cinder in an attempt to put her head on a spike for what she has done. In which case my theory would fall apart, but I can't imagine any other reason that Atlas ships would be in Vacou, so personally I feel like it's more likely that Winter is still in Vacou helping coordinate the defense. Thank you for watching the video. What did you guys think of my ideas? Maybe comment down below with some ideas of your own. And if you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm trying to hit 1,000 subscribers this year. That is my goal and I'm doing everything I can to try and achieve it. So with that being said, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Bye bye.